Hi everyone, I'm Gunvansh and I'm excited to present to you a new era of active listening using data as a competitive advantage for HR. Unstructured data represents 80 to 90% of all new enterprise data and is growing 3x faster than structured data. The variety, velocity, volume of unstructured data can overwhelm any organization. Oracle Analytics makes it easier for executives, managers, and HR professionals to leverage the transformative power of text analytics by surfacing sentiments and patterns that serve as a leading indicator to drive business critical changes. Using Fusion Analytic Warehouse extensible architecture, we can bring in data from any survey product such as HCM, Qualtrics, SurveyMonkey, Clint, or whatever survey product you use. Combine it with your workforce data, combine it with your SCM data, or with your ERP data, and help generate insights to improve employee experience and engagement. Uh, we are going to go over an example of this in the second half of the presentation. I am Gunvansh, and I am a director of product management within HCM, and I lead the AI/ML services for FW for the HCM pillar. A quick overview of our safe harbor statement. All right, over the next few minutes, I will tap into the power of unstructured data, which will represent why Oracle AI, why OCI language, why does the state of art NLP service that we have developed. Then we will delve deep into survey analytics. From there, we will dive into a demo where I will be showing you a survey response from an organization, a fictitious organization for whom we did this analysis. If you're an organization, you know that there is unstructured data in an organization. A lot of organizations are able to work through the structured data, semi-structured data, but not a lot of organizations even realize that unstructured data is a big unlock for them. If you are an organization, you know there are resumes, there are job recs, there is survey data, there's meeting data, there are LinkedIn profiles, there is skills data, there's employee data. All of this data presents a huge all data opportunity. And we at Oracle want to create and convert this opportunity into a competitive advantage for you. How do we do that? We do it through Oracle AI. Oracle AI is a bunch of AI services that our team has been developing. And today we are going to focus on OCI language, which is a natural language processing service, which you can use at the click of a few buttons and analyze any unstructured data and generate insights for you. We also have a bunch of other services which are tightly integrated with our data and our machine learning services, such as Digital Assistant, such as OCI Speech, such as OCI Vision, anomaly detection, and forecasting. There will be different demos of these services throughout the OCW conference. All right, OCI language. What does OCI language really mean? OCI language is a state-of-the-art natural language processing framework that is available to you without any data science expertise. This particular framework is able to do key phrase extraction. Imagine that you have a lot of unstructured data and you want to analyze which are the key phrases, what are the key themes that exist within that particular data set. We are also able to analyze sentiment, whether in that unstructured data does it contain a lot of positive sentiment versus negative sentiment versus neutral sentiment, and we're able to analyze that sentiment at sentence level instead of at paragraph level or instead of document level. Uh, all our classification is pre-trained, so our documents are able to classify your unstructured data into different entities, whether it's business, non-business entities, out of the box. We are also able to identify entities such as this is a country versus this is a product versus this is time and date versus this is a name of somebody. We are also able to detect the language. As you see on the screenshot here, we are able to detect that this particular unstructured data is in English. We also support 20 other languages, which essentially means is we can convert data from those languages into English and then run our analysis. We ensure that any PII information is taken care of and is hidden and is anonymized, etc. And finally, we are able to do this extraction for you at you know at a at the sentence level. Finally, a lot of our customers also ask, can you create a custom classification for us? Can you do a custom entity classification for us? Yes, we are able to create custom classifications and custom entities based on your needs. So let's say you're a waste management company and we know our survey analysis and our NLP program does not really support your themes or your entity. So we are able to take inputs from you and create those custom classifications and custom entities for you. Once we show it to you how it's done, you should be able to create your own custom classification and your custom entities as well. Let's move on to why survey analytics. As I said, survey analytics is growing faster than any other type of analytics out there. And why is that? Because a lot of organizations are sitting on this unstructured data, which is growing 3x times faster than any other data out there, or primarily as compared to structured data. 80% of the new data which your organization creates today is unstructured. 18% of the organizations do not take advantage of the unstructured data which exists out there. Therefore, the power, the unlock with unstructured data is huge out there. Survey analytics. And why survey analytics? If you are an organization, you know that every stage your employees go through some type of survey. From a job rec being created to a prospective employee putting in an application, there are surveys that exist to the point of termination or to the point of hiring, right? And traditionally, a lot of organizations have only focused on uh, numerical based surveys. Not a lot of organizations have focused on surveys which have unstructured data. We are able to use this unstructured data and generate insights for you. Uh, a lot of organizations also do global surveys. So there is a lot of complex themes around culture, ways of working that exist out there. And you could only see the unlock, or you could only see the insights of these cultures and ways of working if you analyze unstructured data. Finally, COVID has propelled survey data sets such as voice of employee, pulse of employee, which help you understand behavior, opinion, and other qualitative data about your employees, and it can help you draw new conclusions, pinpoint actions to the management, etc. Therefore, the unlock with survey data is huge. Finally, analyzing free text response requires a much higher degree of analytical rigor that that a human could replace. Therefore, automating it via a state-of-art NLP algorithm is of high importance not just to Oracle but to all other organizations out there. And we have been able to generate a fair, robust, explainable, accountable, and alignable NLP model which values the society that they are designed for. Types of surveys. This is a question we get asked often, or I get asked often. What kind of surveys do we support? The answer is we support all and any type of survey. We are agnostic to any survey type. Till the point your survey is, you want to understand what is the behavior, opinion, and other qualitative insights about your employees that can help you pinpoint new action items. We are able to generate analysis for you. Surveys like pulse of your employee, life cycle monitoring, performance reviews, onboarding, from assessment results to leadership surveys, be it any type of survey, we are able to support. During COVID, a lot of organizations started asking or started running the pulse survey, which meant asking your employees, how are you feeling? And a lot of employees used to answer, we are feeling good, bad, ugly, whatsoever. And then there used to be a free text response to analyze it. There were so many insights generated through the pulse survey that the organization was able to take care of their employees during the COVID wave, right? Similarly, when you're onboarding, when somebody's exiting, when somebody's asking a engagement surveys, when somebody's asking a leadership survey, all these surveys present a huge opportunity to all organizations out there that they can make use of unstructured data which exists and generate insights from that data. We'll go through an example right after this. So the example we're going to go over is this is a fictitious organization, and the organization was asked, the employees of the organizations were asked, what changes would you like to see at work? Now let's delve deep into the survey right away. If you see the overall sentiment for this particular organization over 3 survey cycles, pre-COVID, which is November 2020, during COVID, which is 2021 August, and then post-COVID, at least that's what we think now, or which is March 2022, is the positive sentiment is kind of stating together. However, there is enough negative sentiment for the organization to understand where is this negative sentiment coming from? What is the root cause of it? Can we help them pinpoint to that negative survey, business unit, or where is it coming from? Overall, if you see in this in the screen, you can cut this data by the cycle. You can, I can remove my selections. I can also take a very regional approach to it. I can cut my data by regions. I can cut my data by country or by location or by net promoter score, which the employees share. Up to you. We allow mashup of the survey data with your workforce data, and you could get generate insights based on any demographic unit that you want. So here we are looking at how is the sentiment by country. The sentiment by country, if you see, the largest contributor to the negative sentiment is United States, followed by Mexico, Czech Republic, Netherlands, Canada, France, and United Kingdom. United States also contributes to the largest positive sentiment as well. Now let's see, where is this negative sentiment in United States coming from? Which cities is it coming from? If you see, Golden Valley and Melville are the highest contributor to this negative sentiment, followed by a few other like Austin, Brookfield, Louisville, etc. So essentially, we looked at the overall sentiment of the organization. The first cut we looked at was by country. From there, we have looked at the cut by city. So now we know that for this particular fictitious organization, a lot of negative sentiment is coming from Golden Valley, Melville, Brookfield, and Austin, these four particular cities. Now let's see, how does this correlate with job functions. As soon as we go into job functions, we see that sales is generating the highest negative sentiment in the organization. And when we were analyzing this for the organization, this particular fictitious organization, we knew that the sales function existed in Golden Valley and Melville. So insight generated was that there was something going on in sales function within these two cities that is generating a lot of negative sentiment. Similarly, there's engineering, which is generating a lot of negative sentiment, followed by legal and finance. So these four particular job functions, the employees within these four job functions are the unhappiest or have a lot of negative sentiment. We can provide this insight to the organization, and then they can see what are the macro economic factors which are leading the cause of a negative sentiment like this. Similarly, you can cut this data by job code, you can cut this data by cycle or any other demographic that you want. Finally, we wanted to now pivot and analyze all the negative and positive sentiment by business aspects, right? We wanted to see, when people are talking, what are they talking about? Where is this negative and positive sentiment coming from? So when people are talking about people, which is a business aspect, they're talking about a lot of positive sentiment. When people are talking about company, there is some little bit of negative sentiment. When people are talking about work, there is somewhat negative sentiment. But overall, the health of this organization, if you see from top to bottom in terms of business aspects, is fairly robust. There's very little negative sentiment. Therefore, our hypothesis that the negative sentiment has to do with some internal dynamics of those four job functions is still standing true. Finally, we want to wrap this demo up by showcasing you a network analysis. This essentially we wanted to showcase because the power of network analysis is something which is very powerful. For this particular fictitious organization, cloud was an entity or a theme which was spoken about in all the three survey cycles. Therefore, we said, let's look at what are people talking about when it comes to cloud. So there are two aspects people are talking about when it comes to cloud. One is location and the other one is product. So it sounds like this organization is predominantly talking about cloud, or their cloud strategy is very US focused and very product focused, right? There are a lot of employees within sales, within other functions who are not in the US, or who are in the US. They are feeling kind of left out, and therefore that might be a root cause of that negative sentiment, right? You could build network analysis like these, which will help you identify what are the relationship between different entities, different demographics, and different themes which exist, or which insights which are generated within the survey. With that, I'll do a quick summary and we'll recap. We are at a point where we are using unstructured data with survey analytics and bringing you insights which can be like, what is the overall sentiment of your organization? Where is this negative and positive sentiment coming from? What are the business entities people are talking about? What is the word frequency people are talking about? Which business aspects are your people talking about? And then we mash it up with your workforce data, and then we combine and generate insights which can really pinpoint your organization and your management to take action or to communicate a particular strategy to their employees. And this particular analysis is in the works. We are working with a few chosen customers and clients who are willing to partner with us, provide us anonymous data, and we will generate these insights for you. And then as this journey kind of goes through, we will productize this feature. With that, I thank you for listening in and providing your valuable feedback over email. Thank you so much.